Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to make something that I know how to make, I know how to eat, but I'm confused as to when to eat it. We're going to make cheese blintzes. Now, I have been in so many brunches where the blintz is served as a breakfast. And then I have been places where it's served after a meal as a dessert. So I don't know when you're supposed to eat it. All I know for sure is that it's absolutely fantastic, and eat it whenever you want to. Okay? That's a good deal. So these are fruit, and I'm using this, which I just bought at Costco, and it's just mixed berries. It's frozen, so the berries are always picked at their peak. So they're delicious, and I've got 10 ounces in my pan here. And what I'm going to do is just cook them down. We want them almost to get syrupy. So I'm just gonna put it on the range, and I'm gonna put it on a medium heat and give it a little stir every once in a while I'm doing the rest of this. That is going to be just kind of reducing, and the big chunks of fruit will be coming small, nice little chunks. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to make the batter. And this is the easiest batter you have ever made. So what we're going to do is put it all into the blender. So I have 3 eggs, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cold milk, 1/4 of a cup of cold water, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Then we are simply going to do is put it in a blender and mix it. Now, it doesn't get any easier than that. I mean, really, super simple. We're just going to come over here to the stove top, and we're going to cook these puppies, and you're going to see how easy it is to make these. You get ready to cook these blintzes or crepes, whatever you want to call them, because they can be either. You want to put in just enough butter on there so that it will just coat the bottom of the pan. I'm using 1/4 of a cup measure. And you want these as thin as possible. So what you're going to do is just roll your pan like this. Just keep rolling your pan. Poor cameraman's trying to get... How you doing there, Chuck?
I'm rolling.
He was trying to get this, and I'm rolling the pan all over. You'll know that you're just about ready. You don't have to flip them, but I always like to flip them and just give them a couple of seconds on the other side. But you know you're getting close as they start getting dry. Now, can you see here on the edges how dry it's getting? Still very liquidy in here. So you want more of it to become dry. Let me turn down. You've got to watch your fruit too. You've got to multitask here. See, it's starting to get a little bit thicker. Alrighty. Now I am going to give it a little bit of a flip. That, my friends, is perfect. Look at that. That's perfection right there. Always just that little coat of butter that's going to make life much easier for you. See if I can do this so cameraman doesn't go totally crazy on me. And see how it's straggly out here? That isn't going to matter at all. So don't stress if they're not absolutely perfect, because no one's going to see them, because we're going to fold them and roll them, and nobody will know except you and me. We're the only ones that are going to know, and I won't tell on you. So it's just like a couple of minutes on each side. No, a couple of minutes on one side and maybe 20 seconds on the second side. Ooh, that's so good. Look at that. That is perfect, you guys. Perfect. Now, the reason you roll these like this is you want to get them as thin as humanly possible. So that's why you're rolling them. And it's making me crazy that I'm using a metal spatula on my brand new pan. I want you to know that I'm aware of it, and it's making me a little bit crazy. But I love this spatula. I just love it. So I use it all the time. I do have plastic ones, but they're thick and they just don't get in there like this one does. So now what we're going to do with this, as soon as I finish cooking these off, we're going to do a cheese fill for them. But now what you actually have here is you have a crepe. So you can do whatever you want with that. With the Blintzes, we're going to do the cheeses, but you can do a savory, you can do a cream chicken, you can do anything you want to fill it with. And there's just so many wonderful things that you can fill in that crepe. Now, I will also tell you that these are wonderful because they freeze really well. And if you want to make the Blintzes and you want to freeze them completely, you can. If you want to just freeze the, whoa. See, I'm talking to you and I almost forgot to butter my pan. So if you want to just take the crepes like this and freeze them like that, they freeze really, really well. And then you can make later on to decide whatever it is that you want to do with those. But they're really versatile, really, really versatile. Now, keeping an eye on my fruit, and it's starting to reduce. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I added just enough sugar for cameraman and I to enjoy it. Took the tartness right out of it. And if you do what I did, which is I flipped it a little bit early so it's pretty light on one side, it's still cooked, but it's not going to be as attractive. So on this underside, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer so that I can get that nice color in it that these have. Look at how beautiful those are. And look at how paper thin they are. They're wonderful. There. That's what we're looking for. So I have finished cooking them off and I have got 12 here. I think I had 14, but I think we kind of ate a couple. I'm not quite sure. So depending on the size you make them, you can get 24 out of them. If you're making minis, you can get 6 if you're making very large ones. So whatever you want, it's up to you. Now we're going to make the filling. And what I have here is, well, first of all, I'm going to start with this. This is the ricotta cheese, and it's 1.5 cups of ricotta. 1 1/2 cup of cream cheese. Get out there. 1 egg. A pinch of salt. Some lemon zest, because this lemon zest just brightens everything. And this is the zest from 1 lemon. Ta-da! Oh, I love the smell of that stuff. And 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. There. Now, I'm going to start out with a spatula, simply because my cheeses were not room temperature, so they're going to be a little bit harder to get started. And then as soon as I get them to where I can work with them a little bit, then I will move to a whisk. It's whisk time. Bill's muscles. Bill's muscles. That's all good for you. This is the workout you're going to get, so you have no guilt in eating those things when we get to them. There should never be guilt about eating good food anyway. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, we're ready to assemble what we have now. So we're going to take our beautiful crepe, and just look at that. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I mean, really, that's beautiful. You're going to leave the Hollywood side to the outside, because you see this side kind of looks like Mars. Can you see that? All right, so we want to take some of our filling kind of close to the edge here. Then you're going to roll this over. Bring your sides in, just like that, and there you have it. I will show you one more time. Even though I know you got it, it's not complex, but you want to start, whoops, I want the Hollywood side out. So go to the bottom edge, put in your good filling, roll it over, bring your side in, your other side in, and there. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I love them. I just love them. Alrighty, now I want you to take a look at this one, because this one was all yucky on the edges, remember? And I said, don't worry about that. No one's gonna see it. So we're gonna put that edge over here. We're going to fill. Roll it over. And one would never know. Look at that. So don't be too concerned. Now I will also tell you another way of eating these. My friend Christopher, who's a very, very good friend of mine, is from England. And he would take the crepe like this and just roll it, and he would put lemon and sugar on top of the crepes that were like this, and eat them that way. I guess that's a very English way of eating them. And I've tried them, they really were delicious. So there's endless ways that you can enjoy this once you have your batter done. Put your seal side down, just like that. Okay, there's 7 here. Cameraman, how many did you eat?
Did you see me do it?
No.
Then I didn't eat any.
I only have 7 here. You went to town on these, Chuck.
I certainly did not.
Now we're ready for our next step here, so we're going to go back to the range top. And here I have butter that I have at a medium high. And with the seam side down, we're going to put our little Blintzes in there. And you're going to cook these just for a few minutes. And then we're going to put them on the baking sheet and we're going to pop them in the oven for 12 minutes. It sounds like a lot of steps, but you know, it really goes quick. It really does. And for those of you that have children at home, oh my goodness, they love these things. So it's kind of worth doing, and you know, if you have a Sunday morning where you want to make it a little bit special for everybody, this is a good thing to do. Now I have flipped these. And we just want them to be golden. It's just like I think I have a medium to kind of a medium-high heat. You just want them browned a little bit. Now we remove these. Do you see how beautiful these are? That's what you're looking for, just where they're golden like that. I've had these in so many restaurants. Because of what I do professionally, I travel extensively. And when you're in really nice hotels and they serve this with their morning breakfasts, oh my goodness, they're just wonderful to have. These are the last three that I just flipped, and look at how beautiful, just toasty they are. Now we put them on our baking sheet. I have the oven at 325. And we're gonna pop this in the oven now. It's gonna be there for 12 minutes. Alexa, time 12 minutes. I will be back. All right, I've pulled them out of the oven. They were in the oven for 12 minutes and they look beautiful. They really do. And so I'm going to let them cool down for about 10 minutes and then we can go ahead and sample them. So I'll be back in just a few. Okay, we're ready for our taste test. So we have our Blintzes, we have our fruit. I put just a sprig of mint on there because it looks beautiful. And if we'd like to do just a little bit of powdered sugar on there, it never hurts. So I think it's taste time. And let's see if we have created something wonderful here. We have that great cheese filling, our beautiful fruit, and our crepe. That is very good. Very, very, very good. So, give it a try. I think you'll like it. Subscribe. Remember to push the little button the little bell so you'll know when we're coming back. And I'll put the ingredients below. So you have a wonderful weekend. We're gonna have just a really nice little bite here before we take off for the day and go do fun stuff. So thank you for coming, and we will see you again on the next video. Bye.